Q3 is such a fun box and season to curate product for. There's all kinds of fun things that are happening because it's a great time to just come out with a bang and really produce and curate really beautiful items.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our SUBTA Studios Friday Lives. I am your host, Chris George. I have Katherine Zabloudil here, who is the CEO and co-founder of Vertical Collective. Katherine, thanks so much for joining me today.
It's so great to be here with you again, Chris.
Of course. And so we got something exciting, and I feel like this is going to be a new segment. But every quarter, we're going to bring Katherine on from the Vertical Collective to talk about her top 7 high margin items for future products for your box or your D2C business. And I think what's great about this is that you can, for those of you watching, you can listen in, get ideas for your box, identify these high margin items, what we might call a hero item that can bring you good value to the consumer, keep your COGS down, and keep that top line revenue available for you. And so today we're talking about Q3 items because we want to make sure that if you like any of these ideas, you've got enough time to source the product and get it into your warehouse for fulfillment. But Katherine, real quick, why don't you just give a quick background on Vertical Collective, and then let's get right into the items.
Great. So the Vertical Collective is a full package product design, development, and manufacturing firm. We're a women-owned, women-run company based in Los Angeles and Hong Kong as well. We work with brands, retailers, direct-to-consumer operations, and our biggest customer base is subscription boxes. We produce everything from smaller MOQs all the way up to mass, in the millions of units on a regular basis. We're working across probably about 40 categories of product at this point. Varying price points, and just love the space. So excited to be here to talk about product, which is our favorite thing.
Amazing. And again, for those of you tuning in, or if you watch this a little bit later, feel free to drop questions in the comments. If we don't get to them live, we'll be able to comment on them afterwards. So let's start with the first item. Again, like I said, this is like an exciting new show, I feel like, where we can showcase some cool stuff. So what do we got here first?
So first, we're going to talk about the outdoor hammock, actually. And I think, just to kick off, Q3 is such a fun box and season to curate product for. You have a lot of shifts. You have the shift from summer mellow into back to school. You have obviously a seasonal shift in the weather, lots of outdoor activities. You have football. There's all kinds of fun things that are happening that we always love Q3 product because it's a great time to just come out with a bang. And really produce and curate really beautiful items. So the first guy we're going to talk about is the outdoor hammock. We love the outdoor hammock. Again, it's something that really speaks to a lot of people, whether you are an outdoor enthusiast and you're always, climbing mountains and skiing and all of that. This 2-man guy is a great one. Throw it in your car, throw it in your backpack, really works, has a lot of purpose. Or if you're just a backyard, full-on maniac and you just want something cool, something fun with you and your kids, or you and your partner to just hang out, physically, literally hang out. We love the hammock. You can do all kinds of fun things with it in terms of colors, materials. Obviously, you can go more tech with it. You can go more mainstream. This is just 100% cotton hammock.
What does it look like in regards to proposed value and cost? What's this ratio look like?
Well, this is the thing, you want to make sure that you're working with a manufacturer that's trustworthy, right? This is something that has to carry a good amount of weight and be safe. So for that reason, you can give it a higher perceived value if you've sourced it and manufactured it correctly, followed testing protocols and compliance, but you can manufacture them actually quite reasonably. So you're looking at something that could go from a 70 to 90% margin potentially with a really high perceived value. You can also do all kinds of fun things with packaging, adding products to it to make a story. Great for, again, backyard enthusiasts, campers, etc. But a fun item and something, again, we touched on this the last time we spoke, but these are things that you might not go out and buy for yourself, right? It's just, it's all about wellness and being outside and being together and enjoying the few minutes of free time that we all have. This is a fun item for that reason. It speaks.
Is there a concern about it being big? Like, do they right? Like, it's hard to fit that maybe in a box. Like, where have you seen people get creative, or maybe it's not as big. It looks,
This is a 2-man hammock. It stretches out. It carries up to 375 pounds total in weight. And it's quite small and actually quite light. again, you can play around with the materials here. If you did it in a ripstop nylon, that's super lightweight, but again, can carry a lot of substantial weight to it. You can also do a vacuum pack on these and even suction it down even further, so it's almost flat and stays at the bottom of your box. But truly, I mean, something like this really isn't that large of a box. You have some items
smaller now in your hand. Yeah, it's amazing. All right, good. I love it. And I should get one. So
you should get one. We'll send you one.
Yeah, send me one. You know, maybe that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have you send me the stuff before, then I get free stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But, let's talk about the next item we got here, which is a wool blanket, right?
A wool blanket. So we manufacture
I just bought one on Amazon because it's so cold here in Detroit. And I was like, I need one for when we go out to dinner. But I'd love to learn more about it.
So the Vertical Collective manufactures a load of blankets. As you know, we love blankets. They're great for, high perceived value, luxury, and super useful, as you know, especially this last year where everyone's at home. It's all about kind of Netflix and chill and warmth and that comfort, right? That whole kind of wellness, like I'm panicking about the world. I just need something to cuddle up with. But the reason we wanted to touch on wool today is because wool is actually an incredibly cool material. It is biodegradable. It is all natural. And the way that the wool fiber works, it's moisture wicking and it's temperature regulating. So if whether, again, camping on the sofa outside, going to dinner where you have to sit outside, possibly like we do here in California, having something like this in your car, just take it with you. You can wear it like a shawl. But we love wool because it's just a really cool material. We got into wool a few years ago working with an outdoor apparel company, actually, that only produces really high-end jackets for like mountaineering. And we realized then, honestly, the stigma with wool is it's itchy, it's scratchy. It's not true. Yeah. Wool is like a phenomenal superstar in our book in terms of material. You can do all kinds of custom colors, stripes, patterns, you name it. You can really have a lot of fun with it. But again, it's 100% wool. So you can really push up that value prop in terms of the retail pricing. A wool blanket can go anywhere from $125 to $295. You can also play around with the sizes, the weights, all of that kind of thing. But, as we're looking to more just in general as products, consumer goods in the world of consumer goods, more sustainable materials and fabrics and more eco-friendly uses, that's also a selling point too for your box. Like this is a great item, and then you can tell an entire eco-friendly story around the product. That just makes it cool and relevant and shows that you have your finger on the pulse of what's really happening as it relates to products and what people are looking for. And these last forever, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say what I love about it is like no one can ever get that and be like upset, right? Like you didn't get value. Like you're getting value, you're gonna use that blanket in some way or another. So I think it's a great item for a future box. And I think those listening should consider it. Great. All right. So this next thing is interesting because we got a hashtag here that I'd never heard before.
Right.
It is 2 mile wear.
2 mile wear. So 2 mile wear is a hashtag concept that was, that was born last year in 2020 with, again, stay at home, COVID-19, work from home, stay at home, all of the fun stuff that we've all been living through. And basically what it's a nod to, essentially the concept is a lot of people, many people are not leaving a 2 mile radius of their home. What has happened in this industry now is you're seeing, loungewear has been huge and cool for so long, and that's not going away. But last year and this year, it's become the staple, right? They're calling it keyboard up dressing, right? You just need to you can be in your pajamas, just need to throw on a jacket and you're good to go.
Guilty as charged.
Right? I mean, look at your sweatshirt right now. Just, to speak to this point, it's a trend. It's functional, it's comfortable. So with people leaving their, going out for their 2 mile radius, shopping, functions, all those kinds of things, people are out in their pajamas, right? Loungewear, it's a thing. It's not going away. But while we're not big pushers on the apparel and subscription box world, you're always going to need a bag to go with your gig, right? So loungy, whether you're in your pajamas or not, right now it's all about hands-free, super ease of use, small and practical. We're seeing this trend across men and women. So crossbody bags, again, lots of functionality, but all you really need size-wise, you're not dragging your laptop to work. It's just really ease of use and being practical. All you really need now, right, if you're jogging out to the market or whatever, you need a credit card, you need some hand sanitizer, you need something to hold your mask, and that's kind of it, your phone. Yeah. So we're seeing a big trend in smaller crossbody bags, belt bags, things along those lines, to speak to this 2-mile wear trend, because it's across the board, and we're seeing it in all categories of product. And what we love about bags is, again, high perceived value. You can do something super easy. This is a scuba nylon, really good price point, very well made, super functional, but lightweight and not expensive to produce. You can go obviously into leather or vegan leather, as we talk about a lot. We use a lot of vegan leather in PU just because it's very inexpensive and it lasts a really long time and wears really well. But again, bags, historically, handbags, they do always pull a higher perceived value. And
another good item that, like, gosh, it's like you can't have enough of those. Right. It's like you can figure out a time to use that bag, and you're not going to get it and be like, "This, I don't want this." Right? It's like very, very uncommon that would be the case.
Right. And what's great about some of these bags too, because we're seeing this as it relates to to COVID, and it's also just washable. So a great story that a couple great stories that we're working on, but are bags that are super useful, functional, but washable as well. So again, you with your mask and your touching and all this kind of stuff, you get home, you just throw the whole thing in the washing machine, you're good to go.
Love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Now this, I feel like you showed me something similar to this, but it wasn't, because it was like the knife holder.
Yeah, that was.
By the way, I think you actually owe me one of those, because I really want one of those.
You got it.
I'm kidding. But tell me about this next thing. This is exciting.
All right, this is exciting. So this one's a little large. We're again staying at home, trying our best to have fun and be civilized and entertaining. Lots of outdoor, barbecues, picnics, those kinds of things. So we love the wooden cutting board. Here's the thing with the wooden cutting board. It's super functional and practical. If you cook at home, you're probably using some semblance of a cutting board. But it's also become a trend. You're seeing all the charcuterie boards and cheese boards, right? It's a craze, it's a thing. Like I probably photographed maybe 9 cheese boards in the last 3 months just because I want to be as cool as possible, which is difficult. But it's a total thing. And having a fun, easy cheese board or cutting board, it's a statement piece for your house, right? So as we're stuck at home and you're seeing more decor becoming, like home decor becoming a thing, and you're just trying to find less is more, having a cool, easy to use cutting board, it's great. And you can do all kinds of fun things with it. You can do, ridges for meat, for barbecuers. You can do something a little bit more kind of unique in terms of the shape. The functionality is always pretty much the same. And what's fun here is that you can use all kinds of different woods based on the price point and the target. Bamboo, acacia, walnut. There are all kinds of great woods. Again, sustainably sourced. You can do fun things like, gold etching, customized. You can do, embossing, logos built in, ways to hang it up in your kitchen. And again, it also just becomes a decoration piece. They're great gifts, but again, going to the whole like outdoor picnicking thing, you can whip something on this that looks great, take it out into the outdoors, cover it in saran wrap and be out the door, and make a statement.
I know that we put a cutting board in a gentleman's box, I believe, one of the quarters last year, and it worked out well. We had good feedback, and again, I just keep going back to this. Like, so far, you've showed me every item is something that I don't know how anybody would complain that they got it right. Like, and that's a big deal because consumers are going to churn for one of a few reasons. One of the reasons is they can't afford it, which is common. Number 2 reason is going to be they have too much stuff. Number 3 reason they don't like it, right? And if you keep including these items, or at least a majority of them, it's a pretty high percentage chance that the consumer is going to like it. We can make an educated guess based on the item, right? It's like one thing if you send somebody, like barware, but they don't drink, right? But like everybody needs a blanket, everybody needs a cutting board. Like these are like really good things. So I like these items you picked.
Yeah, and I think what's great is, again, like we talked about, it's maybe just not one of those things that you would go out and buy, right? If you're at the store and you're just trying to keep it minimal and just get what you need, it's just one of those things that you probably wouldn't buy for yourself. But again, if a cool cutting board with some customization, some great treatment to it that lasts long, you're going to use it, right?
Yep, love it, amazing. All right, oh, this is gonna be cool because I'm a lamp guy. Oh, is that next?
We're going to lamps. We can go to lamps.
Yeah. Oh, it was bathrobe. It's my fault. Pull the bathrobes out. I screwed up. I'm sorry.
All right. So again, we know like the biggest buzzwords and kind of trends and themes right now are wellness and self-care, right? People are down. Like there's a lot of not fun, negative things going on right now, and everyone's just trying to muscle through to the best of their abilities. Again, this talks about exactly what we were just saying: luxury, attainable luxury, something for comfort, for self-care, and something that you may not go out and buy, right? We're all rushing around in the morning, jump out of the shower, blah, blah, blah. But if you're home and you want to just chill and be comfortable, a bathrobe is a really cool way to do that. Especially, as the weather gets colder now, in Q3, like we're talking about, fall and winter, it's really about that wellness and self-care story. These robes can come in all sorts of weights and sizes, colors, prints, patterns. You can customize them with, logos. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. 100% cotton, there's terry cloth, there is, you can do polyester blends, and even faux fur. We're seeing a lot of faux fur, again, just for that kind of comfort, that like comfort, self-care, warmth, and just having something that on your body that just feels like you're contained. And these are also great gifts.
Yeah.
We always, as we relate to subscription boxes, tend to challenge our customers when they come to us to produce apparel that's sized, especially for a box, right? It's a challenge. It's something that's difficult on the inventory side and just understanding, the demographics and the data of your customers. But we produce a lot of just one size fits all. And then maybe we'll add a plus size as well. In case that one size fits all, we want to make sure that it's all encompassing to all sizes. So you can really pull this off with a one size or maybe a two sizer, which is really easy to do. Great margins, right? We're talking 80, 90% margins. They're big, right? They're bulky to ship, but you can vacuum seal them again. You can vacuum pack them. You can smush them down. You can roll them up and wrap them with a belly band so they're really nice and tight, easy to go in the box with all kinds of things. And again, wellness, self-care, it's such a huge thing, and it's really important and valid. So this is definitely showing your customers that you know what you're talking about, you know what's important, and you know what's valuable for them long term. It's a great item that we love.
I love it.
Right.
Well, now we're on to the thing I like.
I bet you didn't know you needed a new lamp.
I could always use a lamp. I think lamps are cool. I think my new home's getting remodeled right now, so like I got to be thinking about these little things, and I love these. So
what's so interesting, Chris? In 2020, lamp sales, not joking, went up 16%.
Wow.
Because everyone's at home, right? You realize lighting in your office, your home, or your kitchen, wherever you're working from, is not great. It's also just become a trend, which is hilarious. I mean, it's a lamp. Like, no one thinks about just like, well, that's the trend. It is. Just with the new work from home standard, and it used to be utility, it's now escapement piece. So on your Zoom call, in your background, to have a cool modern lamp that speaks to this trend, it's relevant.
Yeah.
And there's kind of fun things that you can do with this. And we customize this for our customer by putting their logo huge on the bottom. You can do all kinds of etching in the metal. You can play around with LED lighting. There's all kinds of interesting things, the color, the metal colors, the paint, and just the shape, the size. You can make them, they can be quite small. There's all kinds of interesting executions. The thing to remember on a lamp is it's an electrical item. So you're going to want to work with a really trusted supplier or factory that makes lamps. And something to note is you want to make sure that they've imported into the US, but also into Europe, into the EU, because there are all kinds of compliance structures that even, for US market, you just want to make sure you're covered off on those, that they know what they're doing, and you're not going to have any issues, in customs or just obviously in use. It's an electrical item. You are going to need to know that if you plug it in, it's not going to explode, and it will work, right? So this is where you really want to use a trusted supplier that knows what they're doing and just produces lamps. They will have all kinds of open molds. And again, the good factories are chasing this trend down and making all kinds of fun, innovative ideas and shapes, sizes, etc. So a really interesting one that we weren't predicting, but again, 2020 is a wacky year.
People are home more. They're probably reading more, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's about like your home apparently wants to be trendy too, right? It's like It's not just clothes and accessories and lifestyle. It's your home.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. And you're entertaining more, right? Because you can't go places, so you're having people over for dinner, and so makes a lot of sense. I love it.
And a standard size lamp, I mean, something like this it goes into a box, it folds up, it's pretty practical. It's actually not heavy, but even if you live in a tiny apartment or a huge house, it's practical. It's totally practical and probably something unexpected. And again, if I got a lamp and I didn't think I needed a lamp and, realized what it's adding to my life.
Yeah, I love it. Amazing. All right. So I think we're on the last item. What do we got?
Yeah, so our last item is the silk face covering. Here's the thing, whether we want to believe it or not, but masks are going to be around for a really long time, unfortunately.
Sure.
Vaccine or no vaccine. So and wearing a mask on your face, as all of us have lived through this last year, it's not enjoyable. It's hard on your skin. It's hard on your face. You're seeing like Mask Me, all kinds of new treatments for just dealing with acne as it relates to masks. And honestly, the 3-ply masks that we make, the PP and PE and the N95s and all the, obviously those masks work really well, but it's really not good for your skin all day long. So we produce a ton of 100% cotton masks, but also a lot of silk masks. And here's the thing about silk, kind of in line with what we were talking about with wool, but silk is really, really good for your skin. We touched on silk pillowcases and pillow sleeves that we produce all day long because, again, it's healthy for your skin. People are seeing all kinds of just skin recovery. Their faces are clearing up, like a reduction of redness. The thing about silk that's so cool, it's hypoallergenic. It's actually a temperature regulator. So if it's cold, it can sense that your body needs to, keep warmth to it. And if you're hot, it actually pulls cold out and away from you. It's moisture wicking. It is also a natural fungal repellent of all things. And the thing is, using silk in manufacturing is expensive, right? But the perceived value is high. They are, this mask that we produced, we customized the ear loops, we customized the beads on the side. The packaging was absolutely beautiful. These are selling in high-end retailers and specialty retail stores and online. And it's a great gift too. Everyone needs a mask. Kids can wear them, and it's just good. Your skin called and said it needed a better mask. Is bottom line.
Yeah, and right now you can't have enough of those.
You can't have enough of these.
No.
And you can manufacture them affordably, right? Yes, it's 100% silk. It's expensive, but you can get a lot of masks made out of.
What would be the value of something like that? $20?
No, these are selling at $50, $60, $70.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, jeez. I know. And it's a small mask. So, the yield is small. You can manufacture it pretty affordably. This is something that also local manufacturing all over this. You can find silk all over the US, and there are factories manufacturing masks throughout the states. That can do it very affordably. Just a great product. It's relevant, right? You can also package these. What we're seeing right now, some of our clients are doing are packaging the silk mask, again, with a silk pillow sleeve and eye mask, and just making it a whole wellness self-care where you have items you need, functional, and
plus a silk bag, you would then take that with you so that you could store it in there. Because I was in Vegas, like, I don't know, in September or something, and we were having dinner at a restaurant, and they had these little silk bags at the table for us to put our masks in while we were eating. I thought that was so cool, right? Like protecting it and making sure. So it's like two items they put in a silk bag, right?
Right. It's 2 items. You put it in a silk bag, and that's a great with the silk bags at the restaurants, right? You're putting your mask down for an hour, and then you're putting it on your face. I mean, you don't have what happen on that table. Like it's
Yeah.
And the other thing with the silk bag too, if to your point, if you add that in, that's also the vehicle to wash it into, right? Just like in lingerie, sometimes they sell mesh bags and laundry bags as an upsell and just to make a stronger case. Same thing with the silk. You could sell it with a bag that you can throw it into the washer with, and then your mask is protected. Your expensive mask is protected. It's just all around a great material, and just has a lot of function, and they're also gorgeous, right? I've seen men, women, everybody wearing the silk masks, and it's endless benefits.
Yeah, I love it. Katherine, this has been super informative. If somebody wants to reach out to you, where can they do that? What's the contact information for you?
So you can reach out to us on Instagram. Our handle is The Vertical Collective. Our website is theverticalcollective.com. You can email us at info@theverticalcollective. You can find us on LinkedIn as well.
Amazing. Great. Katherine, this was so amazing. I know that in 2 or 3 months, we're going to jump on again, talk about Q4 items, getting geared up for the holidays. So this is exciting. Again, the reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to help all of you get inspired about items that should go into your future boxes. We're looking for high margin hero items, those that can give you a lot of value to the consumer, save you on COGS, help that bottom line, increase profits, increase revenue. Again, thank you for everybody for tuning in. If you watch this afterwards, feel free to reach out to Katherine or myself with any questions, throw comments. I'll pay attention to the comments afterwards. Katherine, thank you so much again for being on and being such a great partner to SubSummit. I'm so grateful for all your support, and I look forward to talking to you soon.